I will now recognize the gentlewoman from Iowa, Ms. Miller Meeks.
Thank you, Chair Torres, and I thank all of our witnesses and ranking member for conducting this hearing. Iowa, over the past 4 years, has passed election integrity laws, and each time we've passed a law, we've seen record numbers of people show up at the polls to vote or to vote absentee after an absentee ballot request. So we're finding that people's confidence in the election system does affect their willingness to turn out to vote. So it's an extraordinarily important topic. Secretary LaRose, you recently confronted the challenge of non-government entities, the Voter Participation Center and the Center for Voter Information, spreading election misinformation in your state. The duo sent false, unsolicited mailings and confused voters. How are you combating this threat to your state's election?
Yeah, thank you so much, Congresswoman. The simple matter is that it's been done with information, getting accurate information out to the people of Ohio. But this concern first came to us from our county boards of elections in a bipartisan way. They were getting concerned phone calls from voters that said they were receiving multiple of these forms that were addressed to people that had not lived at that residence for many years or were deceased. So the real problem with these organizations is that they were using bad data. Of course, there's nothing wrong with getting voter registration forms out or with getting absentee ballot request forms out to make it easier for people to request their absentee ballot, which of course we allow in Ohio for any voter that wants to vote absentee. The problem was these organizations just did shoddy work, and it really confused voters. We've encouraged organizations like this, if they want to engage in some sort of a absentee ballot request drive or whatever else, work with us to make sure you've got good data and you're using the right kind of forms and that kind of thing.
Yes, certainly we know that voter rolls and voter lists are not clean to that point. It also appears that Ohio, like Iowa, is facing a shortage in election workers. One news article claimed that a county in your state has 551 workers but needs 846. Do you believe that this is a threat to your state's election integrity? And if so, what, if anything, can Congress or the federal government do to help states facing these challenges?
Yeah, thank you. And to the last question, we work really hard at maintaining accurate voter lists. These groups were using lists from years ago, and that was part of the real problem. Poll worker recruitment, it's like hygiene, like brushing your teeth. We've got to do it every day, right? And so this is something we've really focused on. I'm happy to report that for this unusual August 2nd primary that Ohio has to hold for our state legislative races, we're actually seeing strong numbers of poll worker recruiting. We've implemented all of these creative programs where we've worked with barbershops and beauty salons and the lawyers in the state to get continuing education credit, other professionals like realtors and librarians as well. So we've really worked hard on poll worker recruitment. The fact is you can't open 4,000 polling locations across the state of Ohio unless you've got 40,000 poll workers to staff them.
Thank you for that. And also after the 2016 election, and I think we've heard part of this already by some of the other witnesses, state and local officials felt frustrated by the lack of coordination from the federal government by not providing enough details regarding the Russian activity and how to respond. Learning from this, both CISA and the FBI changed their policies regarding incident notification and now notify chief state election officials when a cyber incident occurs in a locality in their state. Some have previously expressed the need for required reporting of election cyber incidents to CISA and the FBI. Can you briefly discuss why this may be necessary?
Yeah, we need to know things so that we can act quickly. And that's the bottom line, is when it comes to protecting our elections, time is of the essence. Elections occur on this routine schedule, and the next election is always just right around the corner, or we may even be in the midst of conducting an election. So time is always of the essence. I can tell you where CISA and FBI have vastly improved this is making sure that their state election officials, the secretaries of state in most cases, are immediately notified. If it's a county board of elections that has a vulnerability or a problem, of course that county board of elections needs to know, but we as their state partner also need to know immediately. Thankfully, those processes have been improved, but there's always room to continue to improve that. Again, a notification on a Friday night or a Saturday morning will result in action right then. We're not going to wait until everybody comes back to work on Monday morning, and that's why these things are so timely and crucial.
You know, we found the same thing in Iowa, and utilizing the resources CISA is providing to us, going to do a roundtable, which includes our election officials in it, as well as education and businesses. Thank you so much for your testimony. Thank you, Chair Torres. I yield back my time.